Hi and welcome to this Saturday vlog. This is a spring morning of the 5th of April, and spring has really sprung. I was walking into town and I just thought I'd do a quick video starting from here where I usually walk down the hill. And this is a path that leads from the area in town as you walk back up to Dartford East Hill. And this is also another sort of cut, another shortcut. Now from here you can see the views of Dartford Town, and you just walk down from the upper area, which is also an 1800s, I believe it is, graveyard, where some of the war veterans were buried. Previously I did a video up there regarding the administration of Trump and how they started to deport. But that's not the video of today. And we are taking a quick walk into town, and we are going to just take a look around town. Now, some one or two amazing facts, historical facts about Dartford is that Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher started her career here. Yeah, she was one of the councillors here in Dartford, which was an interesting fact to actually remember. Now, I'm not going to go too much into the history of Dartford because I'm not a historian and I would need to know a lot more to actually speak about it. But I've been living in Dartford since the year 2007, and it has been a lovely town. It really has. It has changed significantly over this time, and in the recent, probably 5 years, maybe 6 years or so, there's been quite an influx of foreigners, an influx of, I would say, Africans, which has made it quite diverse. Because when we moved here in the year 2007, we moved from a very cosmopolitan town, which was Lewisham. Three of my children were born in Lewisham, and one of them was born here in Dartford. Now, needless to say, when we came, as I said, it was not quite as cosmopolitan as it is now, and my children were two or three of the only ones in their class as Africans. So that aside, I walked into Primark, which is one of the high street shops here, and then the next one is Blue Water. Dartford is also local to beg your pardon, local to Blue Water, which is one of the main shopping centers in the UK, or in England, should I say. Now here I had entered Primark, and this is just your normal show around. I was just looking at a few things here, and just to say that Dartford has a range of shops from B&Q, which is a DIY hardware shop. Of course, we've got TK Maxx on the other side of the shopping center. There is Asda, Marks and Spencer, and Asda, of course, also has a range of clothing. That's not Asda food, that's Asda for clothing, kitchenware, electricals, and so forth. Now there's also a range of new restaurants come up. Somebody was saying to me today that there's a Nigerian restaurant. Apart from Tasties, another restaurant has opened recently. And then we also have KFC, we have, of course, McDonald's, which we have everywhere in every town. And then we also have a number of churches, both African churches and also your diverse churches that are led by African pastors. We have churches that are led by the English people. Not that it really matters, but we have such a diverse place where I feel that a range of people will come into the town now and they'll be quite surprised. I was speaking to somebody who looked quite lost, and they say they work here. They weren't lost, but they were just looking around. We had a discussion, and I said, look, his wife thought that uh, why would he be thinking of moving to a town like Dartford? And I explained to him that I've been here for so many years that this place has changed significantly. And because of the influx of immigrants, I think people coming to work, people coming to stay, people coming to live in council houses, people coming to purchase property, people coming from abroad on visas to work, and so forth. And somebody even said to me that the local hospital had quite a number of foreign workers. So that explains the new phase that Dartford is taking. This particular shop that I entered is the type of sort of kitchenware, hardware, should I say, electricals shop that you typically find in places where a lot of foreigners or black people live, because of the type of utensils that we tend to use. Now, this shop stocks quite a range of those things from, um, well, homeware items, storage, as I said, electricals, things such as blenders, air fryers, um, everyday bottles, disposable cups and plates, and anything in between, a lot of things in between that in some years when I moved here years ago, things like this were not here. I'd have to go to Woolwich or places like Lewisham for them. So that's me window shopping, because I also need to catch up with what's happening in town around me. And this particular shop is just outside Primark in the inside part. Opposite, there's New Look. And then next to it, there's also a shop that sells party wear, party clothes. And also, there's a lady that has a bakery there. I believe she teaches baking, and she also sells cakes and takes orders for cakes. So this is me browsing along, and if I stay silent, it's because I am showing you around the area, and I'm also looking around. Now, later on, I came back home. I didn't go to the market today because I had much of the fruit and vegetables that I needed, and I had done my shopping yesterday. Here I was cooking a potato sauteed potato, which consisted of onions being fried, garlic, potatoes, and then spices, which were curry powder, ginger, and mixed herbs, with some peas in there as well. On one side, I was boiling cassava, part of which I was going to boil for my son, who is on a low diet because he's going for a boxing competition, and he needed to lose so much weight by 12th of April. And I was adding mushrooms in that potato dish, and I also added peas. Sorry if I mentioned that before. Yeah. And this was there's adding salt, and I added curry powder. I added ginger, mixed herbs, ginger. I usually add turmeric powder in this dish, turmeric powder, but I didn't have any today, so I left it out. There I have some coriander, and I added it later in a dish of, these onions was for beans, canned beans, which is red kidney beans. So I fried the onions. I didn't add garlic, which I usually do, so I put the kidney beans in. And this dish would accompany anything from rice, boiled cassava, fried cassava, that's adding tomatoes there, and also anything, sweet potatoes. You can eat this with quite a range of dishes, and it would also go with the potatoes that I boiled at the back. It looks like I'm adding a lot of salt, and maybe I repeated it, but I did taste that food earlier on, and I hadn't added enough salt, so that's why it looked like I was adding more. There's the curry powder that I added. This is typically very East African way of cooking beans as a bean stew. And I'd usually also add in there some carrots as well and coriander at the very end. So that's how that day went. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this vlog. This was just part of my day, and that's me trying to push things in for a meal and the day.